Hello and welcome to the Fearless Knitter podcast. My name is Courtney and you can also find me as Stitches Space on Ravelry and Square. I decided to make a podcast just to turn my blog into video. And why the Fearless Knitter? My first knitted project was a cable skirt. I tend to not read ahead on patterns. I just grab what I like, the finished product, and I go. If I have any difficulties, I think there's so many resources out there now that it shouldn't hinder anybody. You should not be intimidated by a stitch, by a technique. Somebody will be able to help you. And that's how I am. So a lot of people call me the fearless knitter because I just jump right in. Um, Also, I'm sorry, my camera sucks. I've noticed I never used this really before, and I just noticed by a couple test runs, which a couple is actually a lot, that it's not really synced up. It's slow. I'm going to have to get a better camera, hopefully by next week. I hope. Well, a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Germany, so you might detect an accent. I don't have a strong accent, I don't think, but here's one. I've lived in the United States for 7 years, and I learned how to speak English 8 years ago, thanks to my husband, my dad, that I love so much. And I've lived in Fredericksburg, Virginia for 4 now. My family is all in Arizona, and I miss them a lot, so now they get to watch me babble along about knitting. I've been knitting for 2 years. I learned crochet first, and how that happened was I lived in Arizona at the time and was looking for a job and bored out of my mind because my sister worked a lot. My mom worked crazy amounts of hours you can't even imagine. So I was at home all day by myself. So what did I do? I went to Joann and walked down every single aisle. Every aisle, and pretty much what I looked for is what interests me and what had a beginner kit. The only ones that had a beginner kit was crochet. So that's what I picked up. I went home and I couldn't even figure out a slip knot. I was about to return everything. My mom came home from work and walked in on me and took my hook and my yarn and made a change. And in the world, when did you learn how to crochet? She's never crocheted in front of me, ever. Apparently her mother, who sadly passed away before I was born, knew how to do everything and tried to teach my mom how to crochet, but she had no interest in it. So my mom knew how to get started and how to make single and maybe double crochet. Well, I picked it up from there through all YouTube videos. I've never taken a class. I'm all self-taught. I'm actually taking my first class at my local yarn store here soon because I won one for free. But I've taught my mom since how to crochet. After crochet, I went to knitting because every pattern I looked at was knitting and I knew how to crochet. So then I learned knitting, everything was crochet. So that's how it goes. I also sew, quilt, and spin, and make jewelry, but I'm not into that at all anymore. But anyway, let's jump into something. I have finished objects I can't show you, and you're going to hear this a lot. Thanks to Christmas coming up, I'm going to Arizona, and this is my first Christmas as a full-blown knitter, and there will be some hand-knitted gifts. They know that, but they don't need to see what it is. And so what I've decided I think I'm going to do is right before I leave, I'm going to either record or something, and just have a finished object palooza. Also, my sister is expecting a baby, and there's a lot of baby knitting, and I want it to be all a surprise. Some to my mom, she doesn't even know everything that she's saying, and of course everything to my sister and her husband. But anyway, I have work in progress, and I figured I'd show you everything since this is the first time I'm recording. So the first thing I have is spinning wishing for a while. I did one row yesterday. Boring. Oh my god. Anyway, me and my friend Pam, who you probably hear her name a lot because she's my bestest knitting friend. She, well, not just knitting friend, she's my friend, period. Anyway, we knitted the same thing for Marilyn Cheapenwall. She was further along at Marilyn Cheapenwall. She knits like a maniac. I work full time. Anyway, she we decided to knit the triangle shawl by Vicky Howell. This is not the pattern, so I'm not giving anything away. It was in the Miss Simple Spring Fall 2012, and I wanted to use stash yarn. I like the pattern, but I'm not in love with it, so I didn't care what yarn I was going to use. So I used some beginner. I like their yarn. It's actually not that bad. It's some Happy Classic Wool in the boring Erin colorway. And it's ginormous. Some people ask me if I'm knitting a diaper, which, oh my god, what, for giants? Anyway, I still have 16 rows till the edging. Honestly, that's not going to happen. The edging is next. I don't care. It's huge. I'm well too small. I don't need a ginormous shawl that's going to be as big as my whole body. So anyway, that was that. If you see me looking down, my show notes are right here. And also, I should apologize for background noise. I move a lot with my hands and legs. I'm sorry. And I have two cats who, they're like little children. And they don't listen. Ever. If I tell them to be quiet, they just look at me and go, ooh, let's be extra loud. And then I have a fiance who, luckily I was able to kick him out of the room. My cats are being really good and laying down and listening to me babble to myself. But just a warning. Anyway, next is my wedding shawl, which is the Even Star by Susie Pandora. It's not my wedding shawl anymore. I haven't announced that to everybody. Okay, backstory. When I first decided to knit this awesome, amazing shawl that so many people have knitted, the wedding dresses I looked at were relatively, not boring, simple, very simple. I can't give a lot of information away since my fiance is in the other room, but they were, strapless, really good. Now, that all changed completely. My whole outlook on what wedding dress I want. It is 180. It's crazy. The shawl is not going to work with that. I'm very sorry. Because a lot of people actually disappointed. Like my local yarn store. They, it's almost like they were knitting this and now they have to flog it. Very funny, their reaction that it's not going to be for my wedding. I will finish it. I'm too far along to not finish this. Some people suggested that I wear it at my reception. It's just not going to work with my dress. And that's a personal opinion. It's my personal choice. I'm knitting it. I get to make the decision, right? Maybe my anniversary I get to wear it. It's nice. And I have so many memories in this already. And what's the point I'm not going to wear this wedding? It's not the end of the world, people. Anyway, it's out of Unique Sheep linen base, custom dyed. So if you like the color, you would have to ask for the custom teal. I don't know really how you would ask for it, but the dyer was so gracious. She went to her local David's Bridal. I don't have a local David's Bridal, but I'm getting my bridesmaid's dress with the David's Bridal. Well, she went there and picked up the color swap of the dress that I was going to pick. I told her which dress, and she went and got the color, and she dyed it. She did an amazing job. It's just a little too green, but that's fine because, one, I'm not wearing the dress anymore at my wedding. Two, who really holds up the dress next to the shawl next to the bridesmaid? What's the full match? They need to be snipped. But anyway, I finished the second chart and I'm setting up for the third chart. It's taking a while because my stitches doubled. And it's very difficult to show. I'm sorry, I'm moving a lot. I tend to do that. The stitch markers, there's only one other person that has stitch markers like this. Well, you can get these on Etsy, not these particular kinds. I make them, and I don't sell them. Leslie from the knitting room, she has a pair because I'm nice and also does it. And she's nice too, so I made her a pair in blue, which I understand is her favorite color. And it's very difficult to show this shawl, so I'm sorry you probably didn't see anything. Anyway, next is an awesome monster bag by Yanton Middlewall. That's the same exact bag. It's Birdless bag. I love this one. And she has an Etsy shop. She's very nice, very awesome. Comes with a glass bead. I have a second bag. I have the Doctor Who TARDIS bag as well. And I love these box bags. It has it has one of these hooks, and the purse has metal rings where the handles are. I clipped it to it, and people already know that's the part I got it. It has my hitchhiker in it. Hitchhiker by Martina Bem. I call it my total German hitchhiker because Martina Bem, German. The yarn from Germany. My aunt from Germany bought this for me. I don't know what it is. It came with no label, already caked up. I want to say it's cotton because it's really soft. It's way too soft for cotton. But the thing is, at the Fall Fiber Fest, I'm wearing a shirt, I bought very similar yarn from a German lady that looks just like this, but it's not dyed like this. It's a gradient, but it's the multi-strand, which is like 6 different strands. It's difficult to knit with because, as you can imagine, I'm slicing the yarn left and right. But I've knitted with strands held double or triple, so it's not as difficult for me. Try not to clean the needle. And I'm so sorry, I completely didn't mention any of my needle sizes, and I have it all written down. The triangle shawl is on US 9 5.5 knit stick harmony. I have to say. The even start is on US 3 3.25 millimeters higher sharp. I love those. If you are knitting any lace, I tell you now, make sure you have a good joint, smooth joint, and very sharp tip. Otherwise, it's unknittable. So you would want, I guess, signature stilettos, higher sharp, or shy glue stilettos, I think, something like that. And the hitchhiker is on US for 3.5 millimeters, which are my knit stick harmonies. I've got these finishing sets for Christmas. I think it was Darren and Amy from Knitting Circles podcast. They mentioned the tone is horrible. I didn't notice it until I had to say something. So thank you. It's not all my needles. Like, this actually feels really good. But the needles I was using at the time when they mentioned it, oh goodness, they were horrible. I heard you can say something and make it your new needles, but it's most of them. So what are you gonna do? Eventually I have to replace them, but not now. Anyway, today I tapped it on something new and I just noticed I say anyways a lot. Oh god. Sorry. I wanted to knit with my hand pump. I've learned spinning during Tour de France in June, right after Maryland sheeping wool. So either late May, beginning June, somewhere around then. I was on Team Knittable. I love the podcast. I met her in person. She's super fun. And I've never knitted with hand spun. I never knitted with my own hand spun. And I got by. So it was about time. So I knitted out of, well, I spun this, it's kind of soft. I bought the fiber at Maryland Sheep and Wool. It's from Sweetie Lawrence Farm. It's BFO. It's gorgeous. And my mom would want to hand knit a hand fingerless knit. Goodness. I've recorded more than once, so sorry I can't talk anymore. Anyway, it was really difficult finding a pattern for this because I thought it was fingering weight, it's more worsted weight, and it's from chunky to lace weight because it's only my third tank one ever, and I love it. And the colors are awesome. And I know my mom, why I said my mom wants to use, I should probably explain. She lives in Arizona, and she loves anything that's Southwest themed, anything, and this color is called Santa Fe. It's very Southwest. It's orangey and turquoise and horrible in explaining colors, but she'll want these. The first pair I cast it on today. I finished the cut and I could see both my hands in there. It was huge. So I ripped that out and I found a different pattern that was for worse but not for fingering. So now I'm doing this pochette by Rebecca Hill on US 7 4.5 millimeters, and I finished the first one in a day, like a few hours. It was ridiculously fast. So I have to sleep in the end. But I have a cable, actually two cables. It's just a 4-stitch cable, so you flip two and then snip two. And I like the length. I don't like, well, it doesn't get cold enough here. Sometimes it does, but to go to my elbow, that just seems uncomfortable. So this is about the length I would like. The thumb, you just bind off and cast on the stitches in the next row. That's it. No gussets, no picking up later. I like that a lot. I've knitted gussets and stuff, but I don't think my first pair for myself. I've knitted 3 pairs before. And it's tedious. It's so tiny, and then you get holes. I have no holes whatsoever. Oops. There we go. I keep getting my hand that way, but no holes. So I really enjoyed these. Quick. And I was very surprised. My hand punch is striping. I didn't know that was going to happen. I've never knitted with any hand punch, never with my own. I thought it was kind of cool, all over the place. I guess some maybe it will. This didn't. It's striped. Very interesting. Talking about finish, I have a finished object in that category. It hasn't been washed or waxed yet, which to non-knitters, you soak it and then you really wax it. You go like this a few times to get to twist the overspun pieces out. But this is what I got. It is from Fun Right Round Etsy shop, and it's in the playtime colorway. It's 100% merino. I've never washed. Never spun merino before. I'm still learning, so I try to stay to fibers I've never done before. So far, so good. I haven't repeated one that's about to change though. Anyway, it is pink and teal and blues and gray. And I said, anyway, like 20 times already. I have 226 yards. I'm waiting for a day on breaking the 300 point. My most has been 264. This fiber, I'm an Into the World junkie, and I'm a junkie by their prep, so I stick to them a lot, and I know why, because when I spun this, I love the colors. The colors are awesome. The prep, not so much. I think some of the merino was salted, so I got a lot of thick and cylinders, like even more than on like some of my other one. Like the last one is a truly finger, not truly, but mostly a fingering throughout. This one is again, from worsted to fingering all the way through, and some are even lace. I mean, you can see right. You see this really? I'm trying to put the right strand out. Really thin. This one's thicker. And this one is really thick. So I think I had something to do with the prep, and that's why I think my yardage is lower than my most recent one was 260. But what am I gonna do? So I will probably order from them again just because I love their colors. And what's gonna be next on the wheel is my friend Pam asked me if I could spin something from her stash, and I couldn't say no because the wheel I am using is hers. She let me borrow it for a while now, since actually right before Maryland she's on the wall, because she just doesn't have the time or the space for it now, and she wants to learn on the spindle first. Her mom, it belonged to my mom, and she inherited it when she passed away. And she gave me some Into the World to spin for her that she bought in Maryland. So I know she has. Is Into the World BFL, which is Blue Face Laster. I think it's Laster. I'm sorry. In the vegetable medley colorway. And it's orange, green, and purple. And I hope to get a lot of yardage and to be throughout with it. I just said I have repeated a fiber. This will BFL. So this is actually my second time spinning BFL, so I know kind of how it's been. And it's Into the World. This crap is amazing. If you have not ordered from them, you should. It's amazing. So that's it. That's all I have to show. I apologize for me babbling or saying anyways a lot, or maybe my lips and the sounds don't match up. I don't know. I'm hoping to get a better camera. If I shut the tables my legs, I'm sorry, I move a lot when I talk, if you haven't noticed. Watching myself talk is really weird. This is the first episode, so please give me a little break. If you have any comments, though, feel free to PM me on Ravelry or send me a private message on Flirt. And again, I'm Stitches Tuesday, and I hope to see you again. Bye.